Welcome to Reggie Red's Reactions. It's your boy, Reggie Red. Now today I got an MSNBC video slash clip for y'all to check out. They're gonna be talking about this John Bolton and how Trump just ran up in his crib like it ain't shit. But then gonna throw some, they came up in my house, so I guess it's fair game. What? What? But anyway, if you like this video by the end, make sure you like, comment, and share with your friends. And hit that subscribe button and the alert bell so you know when your boy dropping another video. Let's go.
We begin this hour with the clear message Donald Trump made during his campaign, which has continued through these last 7 months.
In 2016, I declared, I am your voice. Today I add, I am your warrior, I am your justice, and for those who have been wronged and betrayed, I am your retribution. I am your retribution.
And the first time I had it, but you guys were after me. I said I had to focus. I was the hunted, and now I'm the hunter. It's a big difference.
Perhaps the biggest difference is that this time he comes equipped with a Justice Department that appears willing to answer his calls, whether directly or indirectly, and has been quite busy going after those who Trump would claim are his perceived enemies. The latest example being his former national security advisor, John Bolton, who had his Maryland home and Washington, D.C. office searched by FBI agents yesterday, reportedly as part of a, quote, national security investigation in search of classified records, according to what a source familiar with the matter told NBC News. Perhaps it's just a coincidence that Bolton has been a vocal Trump critic ever since leaving Trump's White House back in 2019. And Bolton is not alone. There is an ever-growing list of perceived enemies who have been targeted by Trump's Department of Justice, and it's safe to say he is likely not the last. One of those perceived enemies, Miles Taylor, joined us earlier this morning on The Weekend and spoke about his concern that his home could be next on the FBI's list.
We expect it. I mean, really, we expect it. And that's what is so surreal about this is we can all here as we're talking about this be so certain of the president's revenge campaign to know potentially who that next target might be or one of those next targets. I mean, when my wife and I woke up and saw the news, she basically said to me, it's coming.
Joining us now, MSNBC national security and intelligence analyst Christopher O'Leary. He is a former special agent and senior counterterrorism executive for the FBI. Michael Feinberg, former assistant special agent in charge with the FBI, and Susan Glasser, staff writer at The New Yorker and author of the weekly column Letter from Trump's Washington. All, thank you very much for coming to The Weekend. Christopher, let me start with you. One of the things, I don't believe I read in the intro, but one of the things the president said in talking about all of these things is that he called himself the nation's chief law enforcement officer. That's the attorney general. What do you make of the president giving himself that mantle?
Well, so you're right. Traditionally, it's the attorney general. I guess the president can designate himself to be whatever he wants at this point. But I think it's messaging to his base that he is going to do what he's doing in Washington, D.C., what he did in L.A., creating a perceived national emergency and justifying the deployment of federal troops and in L.A., National Guard and U.S. Marines, and here in Washington, D.C., where as I drove in this morning, I did not see burning tires or, it wasn't gangs of New York or anything like that. So, I mean, it's this false narrative that's been going on for a decade now as he consolidates power and starts using the tools of national security now with the FBI to go against his political enemies.
See, he told y'all what he was gonna do on a campaign trail, and motherfuckers was laughing like he was just joking. No, bruh. He be throwing shit out there just to test the waters. And he'll throw it out like a joke. But it's not no joke, bruh. This shit is not no joke. He's going after everybody. They got a fucking enemies list. They trying to go after everybody, but I ain't rest nobody yet because ain't nobody did shit. But they raiding homes, and he got the fucking military in DC. Now he talking about going to every fucking blue state, blue city in the country. Fuck red states. Red states, they good, I guess. They ain't got no crime. They ain't the top 10 states in crime. None of that. Don't worry about that. That's crazy, bro. This dude straight wild, and somebody have to stop this shit, man. Somebody have to stop this shit. And that's why when 2026 roll around in the midterms, he gonna be out of there. Or he's gonna get the fight of his fucking life. Straight up. Because that's why he trying to do all this redistricting and no mail-in ballots. He trying to make it as hard as possible for Dems to get back in power, because he want to stay in power until he die, I guess. That's why he suck up to Putin and showing little cards and shit of Putin or photos. He's saying Putin look better than him.
Good, you'd all like to see it. That's a man named Vladimir Putin, who I believe will be coming, depending on what happens.
Like I said on one of my last episodes, Trump a little zesty, bro. He's a little sassy. Like, just check out all the shit he did. The blowjob on the microphone. Arnold Palmer's dick. He was talking about how big it is. And
Palmer was all man, and I say that in all due respect to women, and I love women. But this is a guy that was all man. This man was strong and tough. And I refuse to say it, but when he took showers with the other pros, they came out of there, they said, oh my God, that's unbelievable.
he touched Triple H arm like, ooh, you got big muscles.
Really an amazing athlete, Triple H. Triple H, here he is. Oh, that's still very strong.
Dude's a little, I think he on that side, bro. I think he on that side. Let's get back to what they was talking about.
Glass article. So, Susan, you wrote a new one. The retribution phase of Trump's presidency has begun. I'm going to read you to you. We don't know yet where this will all end up. It's far from certain that these investigations will lead to prosecutions, let alone a prison wing full of Trumpian enemies of the people. But we can already say for sure that he wasn't just bluffing with his campaign season threats. How is it possible that so many years into this Trump era, there is not a more precise vocabulary for describing how it is that we are constantly being surprised when Trump and his advisors do exactly what we have expected them to do? He has said for a very long time that he was going to go after his perceived enemies. You know, Kash Patel has an enemies list in the book. The administration says they don't have one in the administration, but it's all out there. And I'm curious, especially when you look at John Bolton, for example, and them going into his homes. Can you separate everything they have said about retribution and going after their perceived enemies from the action that they took?
Yeah, thank you, by the way, love being here with you on Saturday mornings. And, you can read my column every week. That's great. The problem is there's too much material for it. And I think that is the collective problem that we're dealing with right now, right? What is the language to tell people, yeah, that thing we've been warning you about is happening, and yet it's still shocking, surprising, and upsetting when it actually happens. There must be some long German word for that, but I haven't found it yet. And I feel like, and yet it's very important, I believe, to be able to maintain a sense that this is, shattering norms, rules, expectations, and possibly laws as well. And so how do we maintain that balance? We're only, barely 6 months or so into this. Imagine where we're going to be in a few years, because I think that point is very important that was already mentioned, which is he didn't get all this power. He didn't go to all this effort to consolidate this power in himself, in the Justice Department and the FBI, in order not to then use it. So this was always, I think, an inevitable next phase. But it's also very much connected with, even if he doesn't prosecute these people, even if they don't end up in jail, the chilling effect of it, I think, is very real. I have already experienced, as I'm sure you have, sources who were willing to speak out previously about Donald Trump, who worked for him, who are afraid to do so now. The chilling effect in Washington is one of the main consequences of actions like this, and it's much broader than what happens to John Bolton. It sends a message, I think, to a lot of other people who are very powerful witnesses, in effect, against Trump. And, you know, let's be real. It's Saturday morning. It's like Richard Nixon's fever dream, this administration, doing all the things that previous presidents might have dreamed of doing, but didn't do because they felt constraints, either institutional or political or personal. And those are constraints that Trump does not feel.
Yeah, or moral, a sense of shame. Michael, speaking of shattering norms, as John Bolton's home and office were being raided by the FBI, Kash Patel, the FBI director, Pam Bondi, the Attorney General of the United States, and Dan Bongino, who I guess is now back at work at the FBI, all tweeted things. No one is above the law. FBI agents on mission. America's safety isn't negotiable. Justice will be pursued always. Public corruption will not be tolerated. Michael, correct me if I'm wrong, but these are the kinds of officials, one, who never comment about any kind of investigation or action undertaken by their agencies, but also, I mean, in a normal world, they shouldn't be talking about these things for fear of tainting whatever investigation is happening.
Well, it's not just a question of an intangible fear. It's a question of official Department of Justice policy. Right. As a general matter, as outlined in the Justice Manual promulgated by DOJ, the organization and its subsidiary organizations like the FBI are not supposed to comment on ongoing investigations until there is a formal charging document. What we are seeing is a real-time creation of a crisis of legitimacy for the FBI, created entirely by Kash Patel's need to put himself in front of everything, that is going to take decades to ameliorate once this era passes.
You know, Christopher, I want to play some sound from Trump claiming to know nothing about the FBI raid on Bolton's home really quickly.
No, I don't know about it. I saw it on television this morning. I'm not a fan of John Bolton. He's a real sort of a lowlife. He's not a smart guy, but he could be a very unpatriotic guy. I mean, we're going to find out. I know nothing about it.
Do you expect the DOJ to brief you on this?
Yeah, they'll brief me, probably today sometime.
And the foreign minister.
I tell Pam and I tell the group, I don't want to know, but just you have to do what you have to do. I don't want to know about it. It's not necessary. I could know about it. I could be the one starting it. I'm actually the chief law enforcement officer.
For someone who claims to know nothing.
Boy. This dude is something else, dog. Now he the chief law enforcement officer. Like, come on, man. Like, MAGA, Republicans, what are y'all doing, bruh? Y'all done gave this man the power of the Congress. Because no Republicans is stepping up to try to fight against this shit, and they know it's wrong, bruh. They know it's wrong. My God, bro. This shit's gotta stop. It gotta stop. Well, yeah, that's it for right now, though. I'm gonna be back with some more videos. Make sure you like, comment, and share with your friends. Also, hit the subscribe button and hit the alert bell so you know when your boy dropping another video. Let's go.